So we live on YouTube. We live on Raw Talk, Facebook. Ain't no need of going live on TikTok because they just got my they done shadow banned me. I did 65 billion views on TikTok and they got me at still 1,300 followers. All right, 1,300 followers. So I get it, man. I get it. I was telling my partner the other day, well, today, man, they pick and choose, man. Look, they in control, and we think that, we think we unassuming, so we just think that we just, we live in life. We trying to do the best that we can, and all of this shit, right? And that's not the case. That's not the case. We would be salty if we knew what's really going on behind closed doors. All right, we would really be salty because you what's up, Australia? We 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 uh we out here trying to do our best. Everybody's out here trying to do their best, all right, and whatever it is they trying to do, right? And if you only knew that behind closed doors, your name is being discussed, all right. When I tell you that, so we can only see on 0.00035% of the entire human spectrum, which means we can't see nothing. Right now, it's beings all around us. And this is told, your Quran tell you that you got two that write down everything you do and say. We know people that they think they got spirit guides. Are we international today? Okay. We got flamethrower. I ain't know you was in the United Kingdom. All right. We got the USA. We got Rolex from Australia. All right. Yeah. Oh, and before I forget, the movie. What's up, Heavenly Lyric? The movie, Canada. All right. We got Jerry. Jerry, I didn't know you was in Canada either. All right. Samba, you really in Madagascar, Africa? Worcester, Massachusetts, New York. All right, New York. Peace, y'all. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, man, if somebody with some money would get together with me so we could get a team, man, we could really like get on the map, man. But I don't know why everybody like following me and liking my videos. What's up, Florida? Simba, you on some bullshit. This motherfucker talking about Madagascar. South Central LA, what's up, Eddie Estrada? All right. Man, you with the gangs and shit, ain't you? What's up, DC, Florida? It's hard in South Central LA, ain't it? Oh, Sweet James Jr. talking about the Knowledge College app. Let me explain to you all about the Knowledge College app. I couldn't afford it. I ain't paid the bill. So they probably gonna delete it by the first of the year. I just can't afford it. Not enough people signed up for the premium side. There's no ads in it. I'm not getting paid by no ads. So all that info is about to be gone, y'all. Plus, I'm being overcharged out the ass by the makers, by the platform is charging me out the ass for it, and they not. I'm not really getting good customer service. I done asked several times, can I get a free trial in there? And when it first came out, it wasn't supposed to just charge y'all $10. It was supposed to have been $9.99 a month when it first came out. They didn't do that. So that was and we had 1,000 signups. I could have sustained it at that, but I can't pay for that bitch on my own. I'm sorry, man. I can't pay for it on my own. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge in there going about to go down the trash, you know. But anyway, man, the reason I got on here though was, as I told y'all, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the they radio station 101.7, you could say hijacked or whatever it is you want to say, but the Russians came over there on the air. The Russians came on the air. All right. And I've been telling y'all, man, United States is going to be invaded by Russia and China, probably later this year, around November, I would assume. All right. This is, and they showing you this shit. And where do I get this information that we're gonna be invaded? 20 years ago, 20 years ago, when I was delivering donuts for Dunkin' Donuts at night, I used to listen to a station called Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Y'all know it now. Back then, not too many people knew it was because it's just a radio station. But now he on TV and all that shit, right? George Norrie had a psychic to the presidents on there. And so a lot of people don't know and realize that presidents have psychics. All right. Now, this particular psychic had been a psychic to 4 administrations. So for over like 20 years, this psychic was, a psychic to the president. Now, understand something. You do not stay a psychic to the president to 4 administrations over a 20-year span if you're not giving real advice. I mean, true advice, right? Nobody's gonna have a psychic for 4 administrations if you fuck up. Yeah, this gonna happen. It don't happen. This gonna happen. It don't happen. All right. So to be a psychic to 4 different administrations for 20 years means he was giving real valid stuff. This same psychic, now this is after he left the presidency, George Norrie had him on his show. All right. This psychic said the United States will be invaded through Alaska by Russia and China. That's what this psychic said over 20 years ago. All right. About 15, 20 years ago. All right. I've never forgot that. All right. Later on, I would go and see the movie. I would see the movie Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze in it, which is a movie about the United States being invaded by Russia and China. They just recently remade that movie, I think like in 2020. All right. But I never forgot that. Now, when I go on my internet and I go through my news feed, which I done posted this several times. See, I never knew that the United States got the United States got Alaska from Russia. I never knew that. All right. But the United States acquired Alaska from Russia. Let that sink in. Now, right now, when you go, I can show you news clips like the latest one just a week ago. All right. Russia is back up in Alaska, people. All right. The United States keeps sending planes up there and to intercept Russian planes that's in Alaska. And when they do that, a Russian plane is, so whenever another country plane violates your space, you don't shoot it down. That's an act of war. What you go up and do is they talking to them on the mics, all right? And then there 2 planes that come up and they'll get on the sides of the plane, and then they will escort that plane off, out the way. All right. That's what they do. So when they say they intercept, that's what they mean they doing. All right. They're not gonna shoot it. They just gonna come and guide it and get it off the place, right? All year long. That's all the United States been doing up in Russia. Now the United States done put a battalion, I guess you would call it, or whatever, squad or whatever. They got a squad up there now because Russia is all up in Alaska. All right. Now in Russia, there's billboard signs of Russia saying, and anything Russian is state controlled. Ain't no Joe Schmo just doing anything on a billboard in Russia. It's state control. What does that mean? That means government control. Any type of media in Russia is government controlled. All right. Meaning it has to be approved before it go up there by the government. Because Putin ain't playing that shit. You're not just about to put up any goddamn thing in Russia. All right. But Russian billboards are saying, we're going to take Alaska back. We're going to take Alaska back. That's what they billboards are saying. This is look, United look, these immigrants, look, Dr. Field show. What Dr. Field tell Trump when he had Trump on there last month? China has bought up all this land around United States military bases. Thousands and thousands of acres. China owned land. China owned a lot of goddamn land, and all the land is around military bases. Like they didn't just go buy some land out in Idaho, some goddamn where. No. They bought land. They own thousands and thousands of acres in the United States, and all of the land is around military bases. They bought up all the land around the military bases. All right. Now, if you're paying attention to your headlines, your United States headlines, down in Florida, they just arrested a dude, Chinese spy. All right. Just arrested a dude in Michigan caught in on a military base spying in Michigan. All right. It's just they just did somebody out in California. I got all these clippings and I keep saying I'm gonna post them. I'm just gonna, instead of giving commentary, I'm just gonna start posting just to let y'all see. They're arresting these niggas left and right. These niggas coming out saying we Chinese spies. See, the problem with America is people don't think we can be touched. That's wrong. Anybody can be touched. And to be honest with you, China and Russia had this plan 20, 30 years ago. Probably longer than that. They've been sending spies. We send spies everywhere too. Don't think it's just them. We send spies too. But China and Russia have been sending spies here for years, for decades. I was in a joint with a Russian motherfucker. He could have been a spy. You see what I'm saying? You think put it to you like this. You think it's a coincidence that it's a bunch of Chinese food stores in the black communities? You think that's just a coincidence? If you really, really, really think about it, Chinese people, Asian people, they don't identify with black people. But why are they stores predominantly in black areas? Is it possibly because they know they will go unnoticed in the black community? Because let's face it, niggas, we ain't paying attention to shit. But if they was to put those same stores in the white communities, Karens be paying attention to shit. I don't know, Bob. It's something about that Asian lady. I just don't know. See, they pay attention to shit. You see what I'm saying? See, I question every fucking thing. And I very rarely believe whatever they tell you. Because I don't like nobody tell me what to think. You ain't got to tell me what to think. I'm going to figure it out on my own. That's what I got a brain for. You see what I'm saying? That's like with COVID. When COVID hit, I said, well, let me look up what COVID is. And if you just Google what is COVID, all right, if you scroll down, son, especially now because they're trying to hide it, but back then, if you would have scrolled down and see what is classified under, is this a contagious disease? Is this a deadly disease? No, COVID is in the cold category, COLD. That's what category COVID is in. So when I saw that, I said, this ain't no pandemic. So now you got to start asking yourself, if people dying from a cold, what would make them die from a cold? It would have to be something inside that cold to activate something else that's already inside the people. And this is when I said, well, they've been putting GMOs in our food for decades. So what is that? What's a GMO? A genetically modified organism. Break that word down. Genetically. Fucking with your genetics. Modifying. Since modifies follows the word genetic, then genetically modified. It's modifying your genetics. And what's the last word? Organism. Do you know what an organism is? So just because you eat a bowl of cornflakes that you think is hard and cannot be alive, but it's got GMOs in it, it has an organism in it that modifies your genetics. So just because I drink this and I know it's got GMOs in it, but I'm wondering like, well, how can anything in this be alive? Stop, stop, stop relaying your own ignorance of a thing on something to make it seem real to you because you don't really understand. You see what I'm saying? So most people don't understand that GMOs in your food is living organisms that are programmed to modify your genetics. So what's in the vaccines? mRNA technology. All right. mRNA technology is nanotechnology. And what does that nanotechnology do? It modify it really it do whatever they program it to do. But here's what a kicker, because this is new age shit. They can program it and then they can reprogram it because the nanotechnology has receptors on it. So these so-called 5G towers and shit they putting up, nigga, all they got to do is punch in the code. They can keep punching in codes. Nigga, they can have you like this. They can turn you to a zombie. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Elon Musk told you that. He said with the right mRNA code, they could turn you into a butterfly. I think that went over people's head. Elon Musk is not a comedian. He's not telling you a joke. He was telling you to the extreme of what they can do because I'm not a genetic scientist and neither are you. So why would you discount what this dude is telling you? He said they could turn you into a butterfly, but because in your mind, you like, how the fuck they gonna turn me into a butterfly? Then fuck around and find out. All right. Right now, people should not be discounting any of this shit. All you gotta do is turn your TV on and sit there and watch through a commercial and watch 100 goddamn vaccines or whatever they got on there tell you may cause dizziness, may cause suicidal thoughts. Ask yourself a question. How can something you orally take, all right, cause suicidal thoughts? Or a shot. How can a shot cause suicidal thoughts? Huh? You don't think it's something extra in there to make it cause suicidal thoughts? Of course. Of course. You see what I'm saying? Like, what they doing to us, man, they using high technology against us, and our level of education, grades 1 through 12, college, is not keeping up with the technology. That's why your boy Donald Trump said they're gonna get rid of the Department of Education. What y'all don't understand when he say he gonna get rid of the Department of Education, you got all these people like, oh my God, he's just doing everything. It's plain stupid. It is the Department of Education that is keeping our education level down here and not letting us grow with modern technology in the world. You see what I'm saying? You know how long it took for black kids to get computers in school? White kids had computers in the school for at least 10, 15 years. I remember cutting school, going to other schools out in the suburbs. Bedford. I'm in inner city Cleveland. I went out to Bedford where Halle Berry went to school at. Nigga, they got computers. They had carpet on the floor. I was like, carpet? These niggas got carpet on the floor. And they had computers. And damn near every class. Nigga, we had to go to the library. In inner city Cleveland, we had to go to the library and sign up to use the computer. Because that's all we had was motherfucking one. And they had them in all their classes. The Department of Education, the Federal Department of Education will see to it that what? You are a dumb slave. They don't want a nation of thinkers. They don't want a nation of people, innovative thoughts and all this shit. How are we gonna survive? Somebody got to do the work. We need a nation of workers, and then we'll pick and choose out of you good slaves who we will elevate. But we damn sure don't want a nation of innovative workers and all. Hell the fuck no. We need bucks. That's what we need. Dumb bucks. And then if you show that you a good buck, we'll elevate you to be an even better buck. But they don't want no motherfucking thinkers. But see, that's why I can explain everything Trump doing to y'all. All right. Kash Patel, head of the FBI. The FBI got a click in it. All these motherfucking agencies get behind closed doors and do what? It's called collusion. That's what the world is. Collusion. People going behind closed doors, making all type of deals that benefit who? Me? You? No. Benefit them in their pockets. So that's why your boy Trump said, and trust and believe, he done talked to all these billionaires he hiring. You can't bribe a billionaire. What the fuck you gonna give a billionaire? $100 million? Nigga, I got $1 billion. I'm a billionaire. So you can't bribe a billionaire. So when they say we gonna get rid of we draining the swamp, we getting rid of all you old heads because all y'all been doing is taking bribes and fucking us over and all. So they getting rid of them. And now we gonna put people in here. You can't bribe. They can't be bribed. What do you bribe What do you bribe a billionaire with? A jet? Oh, already got one. Stock? Nope. Got that too. Cash? Shitting it out my ass. I mean, what do you give a bill? You can't bribe a billionaire. So that's a genius move on this dude to get rid of corruption. It's the, not to say that they could never be corrupted, but it's the best option to get rid of corruption. How do you get rid of corruption? You put people in that can't be corrupted. And who's most likely not to be corrupted? A motherfucking billionaire. What you gonna give them? You know what I'm saying? It's a genius move. Since Trump tweeted about Nibiru, letting me know that he knew about the Anunnaki, I've been on board with Trump because he's a part of the system. That's his people he going against. Trump is related to Hillary Clinton by blood, so he's related to all the presidents who's related. Trump ain't no different. He related to him. But he's saying, fuck you. That's why I like him. He going against his own clan for America. He may be in on it. I think them shooting his ear, they could have killed him. I think that was a warning shot. Like, I think he know what's coming. I think he just don't give a fuck. And the Simpsons ain't been wrong, have they? So the Simpsons got Donald Trump being unalived. You know what I'm saying? That's a good question. I'm going to answer that question. So this guy says, how do we know it's not a trick with Trump? Look, you pay attention. This don't just apply to Trump. This is I'm telling you something you apply in life. Pay attention to what people do and not what they say. If you follow that rule, you will never go wrong. All right? It could be a trick. Do we need what Robert Kennedy is saying, that make this vaccine shit a choice? You shouldn't be pushing this shit on anybody. Exactly. Robert F. Kennedy said they're gonna fire the whole goddamn FDA department, over 600 motherfuckers. Do we need that? Goddamn right. You motherfuckers got GMOs. GMOs been in our food since the 60s, when you introduce high fructose corn syrup and replace sugar with that bullshit. That's when diabetes came. That's the beginning of diabetes. All right. So do we need that? Yes. FBI around here spying on people and doing all kind of dumb shit like that. Do we need fresh meat? We need fresh meat every goddamn where. I hope this motherfucker passed something that says senators no longer serve for life. You serve for 4 years, just like the House of Representatives. I hope he passed some shit like that. This type of bullshit is why we are in the fucking predicament we in, because these motherfuckers is getting in these places, man, and then the American public is so stupid. They vote for names. They go in a voting booth and they look at all the names and they only vote for the names they know. They ain't looked at it like Kamala. Motherfuckers is voting for Kamala Harris because this bitch claimed to be black. This bitch was whole-blooded Indian. Not a black bone in her body. The only black bone she ever had in her body was from Montel Williams. the TV show host when she was dating him. That bitch don't know the black man's plight. She don't know nothing black. She wasn't, look, she and when she went on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God talking about she black and them sellout ass niggas, Angela Yee and all the rest of them sellout motherfuckers. You know this bitch ain't black. Why is you selling that? She went on, first of all, understand they pay people to go on there. All right. Just like she paid Al Sharpton $500,000 to go on his platform. They pay to go on there. So when they pay to go on there, that means the host, oh, you ain't about to talk no real shit because you've been paid. So this is what I be talking about, collusion, behind closed doors, shit that people don't see and know. That's what the world is made up of. So Kamala Harris paid the Breakfast Club, who knows, $1 million, $1.5 million, how much did Charlamagne and Angela Yee and the other one get? $250,000 to do the interview each? And so she go on here and she say she black and they ride with it and support it to do what? Trick dumb niggas. Trick dumb niggas. See, it's all a game. If you don't pay attention, you're not gonna know shit. This shit is a game. Ain't nothing in the world you think is real. This shit is an orchestrated, scripted out game. And the biggest point of all is when you be finding this shit out, because right now in the last year, a lot of shit is coming out and you ain't seen nothing, because in 2025 a whole lot of shit gonna come out. But here go my thing, right? When you seeing all of this shit come out, why do niggas think, but they would never touch our religion, they would never play with God? Why niggas think that? That would be the first goddamn thing they would touch. You think them old white men ain't get behind closed doors and say this is what's gonna happen? We got a record of it. It's called the Nicene Council, when Emperor Constantine got everybody together in one room and told them. They didn't tell him. He told them, I want one religion for my kingdom. And y'all gonna settle on one religion, and that's it. So you had the Gnostics that was at that meeting who said Jesus not God, Jesus not the Son of God, Jesus was a man. He was a special man, and this is what. And then you had the church saying, no, Jesus is the Son of God. And who gonna come out on top? Who had the most money? The Gnostics, who was a grassroots type of organization, or the established church that even back then they had millions of dollars? Who is going to come out on top in a situation like that? Who comes out on top in your Congress? Is the plight of the black man coming? I mean, is the plight of the black community coming out on top in Congress? We elect people and send them to Congress just like everybody else. So why we ain't getting new schools? Why we not getting new housing built? Why we not getting, better food and better hospitals? And we ain't getting none of that. Go to the white community. Does it look like their congressmen are helping them? They get new schools, new fire departments, all type of development in they shit. You see what I'm saying? We not paying attention to obvious shit. Your religions is the first thing they will come after. Who is the most religious motherfucker in the world? Who are the most religious people in the world? The poor people. Poor people are the most religious people in the world. Rich people ain't religious. Why are poor people so goddamn religious? Yeah, and if we really get down to it, out of the poor people, who's the most, who's the most religious? The black people. Poor black people are the most religious people in the world. Why? You think that's a coincidence? Niggas is religious because they like fantasies and fairy tales and all this other bullshit. And they spend their life around it. Instead of investing in themselves, they give that money to the church and all this bullshit. They buy into this bullshit. Pastors driving new Cadillacs, living in nice houses, all off the back of all off the back of ignorant motherfuckers who failed to read page 1 of the damn Bible. Because if you read page 1 and you understand that you live in a dome up underwater, I don't think you would be going to church no more. All right. I don't think you, because how do you buy the rest of the bullshit? If you live in a dome up underwater, and they on TV telling you, you on a planet Earth and all this, how do you buy the rest of the bullshit? See, I can't buy the rest. Once I realized, and I had to go and back that shit up. And once I was able to back up the fact that we do live in a dome up underwater, I cannot buy no more of your bullshit. God who? Jesus who? These people ain't been seen in thousands of years. Huh? These people ain't been seen in thousands of years. And you got niggas saying they coming. Do you know how many thousands of generations done died believing that bullshit? And then here go the crazy part. Jesus is supposed to be God's son, right? John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him shall have everlasting life. So niggas like, well, all I got to do is believe, and I'm going to have everlasting life. I believe. Is that not the dumbest shit ever? So a belief is going to get you something. Here go the craziest part. The first part of it. For God so loved the world. Really? So when we go back and we read that God told Joshua to go into the land of Canaan and kill every man, woman, child, baby, and he told him to kill the animals too. Don't leave nothing alive, he said. Why did he do this to the people of Canaan? Did the people of Canaan do something to Yahweh? Nope. The people of Canaan had a wall around their land, just like China got a wall, just like Donald Trump want to build a wall. The people of Canaan had a wall around their land. What was that wall for? To stop terrorists. When you ask somebody, this is how, once again, how ignorant these so-called Christians are. Ask them, where was the promised land at? Most of them will tell you, I don't know. But ask them, describe what you think the promised land looked like. Most people, because I went to church every Sunday, when you say a promised land, I'm thinking of a land overflowing with milk and honey. That wasn't the promised land. What was the promised land? It was the land of Canaan. It was somebody else's shit. And Yahweh wanted it. So he said, go in there and kill everybody. And Joshua said, what about the babies? Yahweh said, kill them too. Now, this is Jesus' father saying this. And so it kills me how niggas think Jesus is coming to save them. And let's make this point clear. You got a lot of people think Jesus is God. That God incarnated himself into Jesus. You got people who think that. And still, my question is, how is Jesus going to go against his daddy, and his daddy is a ruthless killer that has no value for human life? No value. If you're going to kill babies, look, babies are innocent. Even I know this. Look, Me as a black man, I could get a Ku Klux Klan baby and raise it to be a black nationalist because of what? The baby is innocent. It has no print on it yet. Even I know this. Even you know this. So if you know this and I know this, how come God didn't know this when he told Joshua to kill the babies? Why he didn't tell Joshua, don't kill the babies? The babies can be raised up to be soldiers for the children of Israel, so don't kill them. We'll just raise them to be soldiers. I mean, that's still a fucked up life, but it's better than killing them, right? You see what I'm saying? Now, I was in the joint, and, baby killers, people don't take kindly to baby killers. Matter of fact, I think my bunkie was a baby killer. Threw a baby up against the wall in a rage, killed the baby. Threw the baby up against the. Yes, he was white. Yes, but that makes no difference. But what do we do with baby killers? And motherfuckers is sitting up here praying to one every single day. If he not gonna, if he don't value the life of a baby, what the fuck makes you think he value your life? Because you believe? Because you believe? Am I making this shit up? Fuck no. I just happen to read. We can go on and on with what God do in the Bible. He's a stone-blooded killer. And then so I asked you to name one time the so-called devil in the Bible killed anybody. Name one time. You can't. Because he didn't kill nobody. The only thing the so-called devil did was tell Eve to eat that apple to wake up. So when I tell you that they get behind closed doors and they make up shit, all this time, whoever the devil is, let's just say if the devil if we knew who the devil was, like his name was like James Marshall or somebody, whatever, right? But whoever the devil is, society got you thinking he is the most despicable person ever. And the only thing he ever did was tell Eve, eat the apple and you will wake up and you will know right from wrong. That's all he ever did. Meanwhile, he has 0 bodies. He ain't killed nobody. He's got 0 bodies. But then you go on Yahweh's side, he killed the firstborn of every child in Egypt. You know how many kids that was? Thousands. Then he slaughtered the whole Canaanite people, killing the men, women, babies, and the animals. Peter, where's Peter at Peter? I don't hear you talking nothing about that, Peter. Peter want to talk about Michael Vick getting a coaching job. All right, this man did dog fighting 17 years ago. And Peter's going to call this dude a psychopath. Call your God a psychopath. He killed a whole city of animals. You see what I'm saying, man? I'm pointing this shit out to let you see how we not really using our heads to think. And that's because we got all these ignorant motherfuckers around us and mainstream. They pushing an agenda on us to keep us indoctrinated, to keep us dumbed down, and to keep us through peer pressure going with the status quo of whatever's going on. All right. See, it's not mainstream for somebody to get on here and tell you that there's something wrong with this person you call God, and I can prove it. See, that's not mainstream. And some people so indoctrinated, and I'm in the South, man. It's some people so indoctrinated with this bullshit. They hear me talking this, nigga, they turn it off. They turn it off. It hurts their ears. They scared. In reality, these ain't nothing but slaves still. It's a slave ass mentality down in this bitch. This nigga said God was evil. This nigga said God was bad. This nigga called God a killer. This still shucking and shucking their feet. Oh, Master Tom gonna get you, nigga. You uppity nigga. Master Tom gonna get this uppity nigga. Still doing that Samuel Jackson shit in that movie. These niggas is still on it. You see what I'm saying? See, and I get it. I was at that point too where I was afraid to even think this way. Oh, God gonna get me. Where I get that thought from? God gonna get me. My mama. God gonna get you. God gonna get you. God gonna get you. If that nigga got me, he will be going up out of his way because who he should be getting, you should be getting your ass down in Africa, helping all those people that believe in you, helping those kids that's dying of thirst and food, famine, and instead of having some water or something on they tongue, taking their last breath, they don't. They got the word, they got the name of God on their tongue, taking their last breath. God help me. And he not listening. I don't think he not listening. It is what it is. You know how we say we make, you know how you say you make time for what's important to you. All right. Let's just be real. Let's be honest. This is not what's important. He don't give a fuck if you live or die. So if he don't give a fuck if the most innocent of the human race live or die, and that's babies, then please trust and believe, people. He don't give a fuck about you. See, here's the crazy part. This is gonna be an eye opener to a lot of y'all. He ain't even your God. That's the whole thing. He's not your God. He never was. He never claimed to be. People pray. The God in the Bible is not your God. That is the children of Israel's God. The Jews. That's their God. That's not your God. Yahweh chose the children of Israel specifically, and he made a covenant with them. And Moses confirmed that covenant when Moses went up on the mountain to get the commandments. God said what to Moses? I make a covenant with you and the children of Israel. Who was Moses? Moses was the representative of the children of Israel. That's why he went and got the commandments and he got the laws. All the laws you read in the book of Deuteronomy, don't eat this type of meat. Don't eat this type of food. Blah, 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 blah. All those laws, that's what the Jews go by. Niggas ain't, the rest of y'all not going by the laws. Y'all, that's because they not for you. And if you don't believe what I'm telling you is true, then once Yahweh freed the children of Israel out of bondage from Egypt, what did he do with them? They went on a war campaign. Against who? Against every goddamn body. They fought everybody. The Babylonians, they fought the Egyptians to get free. Then they fought the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Chaldeans. They fought everybody in the world. They fought every power in the world, which means they fought everybody in the world. That's not your God. That's they God. All right? See, you don't have a God. Who's winning in the world right now? Who runs the world? The Jews. That's why I posted that Jewish family that got on Oprah. And what did they say? What did that lady say? She said, we make sacrifices. We make human sacrifices. We sacrifice babies. And Oprah said, for what? She said, for power. She didn't say for money. She said for power. And she said, we're not the only family that do this. There's a lot of families in America that sacrificing babies and doing all this satanic stuff because this is what our God requires. That's why the Jews in power. Now you understand why Adolf Hitler was trying to do what he was trying to do. You see what I'm saying? They got a verse in the Bible that tell you don't never follow the main path, to always take the path less trodden. All right. And the reason they say that is because the masses will never be right. Hold on, I gotta use the bathroom. The masses will never, ever be right. They're gonna always be misled. All right, here I come. So the masses is always gonna be misled. They always gonna be wrong. And the reason that is because the mass is always going to be misled. The mass is always going to be wrong. And the reason that is because most people don't think, they allow somebody else to do their thinking for them. You see what I'm saying? Now, I said all of that. Now, I just took y'all through a whole spiel about God, all right, so that you can see the fakeness that's really right before our eyes, but we are allowing the masses to pull the wool over our eyes and not see shit for what it is. All right. So so here we've been taught God this, God that, God this, God that. And yet nobody's seen or heard of God. Everybody's down here on their own. And when we look at our best, what is the best of humanity? The best of humanity is the babies, because they the future. And if we could train them to be better than us, then that's the hope for humanity, right? So the best of us is the babies who've done no wrong. They haven't sinned. They're not tainted yet. They're pure. And the pure of and the most pure of humanity, your God, your Jesus, does not feel that they are fit to save. And yet they've been in Africa, famine been going on across the African continent for decades, probably longer than decades, for hundreds of years. All right. God ain't intervened yet. Then you will turn on social media and see somebody, I just seen a video where a tree fell. A tree fell on a dude, but the way the branches was, every branch missed him, but the whole tree fell, a big ass tree. So in the comments you read, God is good, God this, God that. We don't know nothing about this person. First of all, this nigga could be a baby rapist. All the fuck we know. All right, but one thing I do know is that as a human adult male, you fuck, suck, and everything else that people do. So if God is looking out for this individual person, but ignoring babies that's dying in Africa because they ain't got no food to eat, I'm gonna do this for myself. I'm gonna say, fuck you. Fuck you, God. I'm not down with you. I don't worship you. I don't even fucking acknowledge you, dog. And while you probably can take my life just like that, you ain't snapping to help nobody that deserve it. So what the fuck? Am I gonna am I gonna still sit up here and be like I fear this and all of this? Man, fuck no. Whatever come. That's why I say get the soul trap session. I don't fear no God or whatever like that because I got knowledge. I got knowledge. When you die and you see that light and you see somebody come out of that light, whether they act like they Jesus, God, your dead mama, granny, whoever the fuck they is, I got knowledge. So you can't fool me because I know reincarnation is real. So whoever the fuck you sending out there, that's not who they is. You see, and then here go the real strongest point. Why do people act like what? Why am I gonna act like, all right, I'm dead now, and here goes somebody trying to get me to go into the light? Why am I gonna act like you my friend, whoever the fuck you are, but you wouldn't help starving babies in Africa? So I'm supposed to think you people on this side now is my friend? You know what I say in life? Nigga, keep it how it was. Don't switch up. However it was, this is how it was back then. I'm not switching it up on this side. Nigga, get the fuck out of my face, dog. See, here go the thing. There's nothing to fear. You know why? Because if they could take you into the light by force, they would. Which means what? You got a choice. And see, you sending somebody out here to try to convince me. But see, I'm the wrong nigga for that. I'm the Raw Report. I think for myself. So you can send Malcolm X, Jesus, him. I don't give a fuck who you send out. You can send my mama, daddy, and the whole crew. It wouldn't make a goddamn difference to me because I'm not going with you people. And I don't buy into your whole God, Jesus bullshit. I'm God, nigga. I am the God. That's why I wrote you a book called Awakening the God Within. If they could take you by force into the light, they would. They would not be sending nobody out. That light would grab your ass and take you in there. But see, they can't. And see, when you pay attention to what they do and not what they say, and you use ramification thinkings, what's the ramifications that they can't take you by force? The ramifications is that means I got a choice. That's number one. Number two, I must be more powerful than they are telling me, and they are afraid of me because if they were more powerful than me, then they would apply force. You see? But they are not. So when you go look at all these near-death experiences, all you got on here is people talking about, I saw my dead granny and I went in the light with her. I saw Jesus and he took me in the light. I saw God. I saw one dude said he seen a wizard. I seen a wizard. Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist and former slave, said, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. I got knowledge. Therefore, I am unfit to be a slave. And what that means is you can't send nobody out here to take me into no goddamn where, because I'm not going, fam. I'm not going. And I know you can't overpower me. So that means I got power that, well, y'all don't know, but I tried to tell you in the book, Awakening the God Within, what type of power you got. I even put it in the soul trap session too. Get the soul, man. Y'all better get the soul trap session because China and Russia is not playing, dog. And y'all seen that story about the woman burnt up on the subway in New York City, right? A migrant walked up to a woman and set her on fire, and he didn't run. You're gonna start seeing more acts of what we call terrorism like this from these so-called migrants because it's about time for them to do their thing. All right. It's about time. This is why the news keep telling you about the Venezuelan gang, Trey, whatever they are. All right. They telling you that on purpose. This is a fear tactic. They look, we know the media use it. We know they use the media to scare us, and that's what they did to scare all y'all into getting that damn vaccine. All right. Now look at it. Is COVID gone? No. Is Dr. Fauci on TV telling you got to get vaccinated? No. Y'all got to stop buying into. Y'all got to start. You got to stop buying into the fear tactics that they're using on you. All right. You got to be able to start seeing through shit. Now, what's the next biggest thing coming up now? So they're telling you got drones. All right. You got drones in the sky, but you also got orbs. Okay. You also got orbs. Could it be that they flooded the skies with drones to disguise the orbs? Let's say no drones ever went into the sky and people were just seeing these orbs. The government can't take credit for the orbs. We just don't have that. If you've seen these orbs, we don't have that technology, people. All right. Clearly not ours that we know of. Okay. Some say it could be Project Bluebeam. It could be. I'm not going to never take away from, what it could be. It could be. But I'm going to tell you, this is what I think. Because everybody talking about, it's going to be a fake alien invasion. First of all, where do we live at again? This is why knowing where you at is so important. Where do you live at? You live in a dome. Who created the dome? So-called aliens. All right. The Anunnaki is who created this dome. Okay. So to us, Anunnakis are what? Extraterrestrials. They're aliens. That's what we think of them as, right? So aliens have been here for hundreds, for millions of years. For millions. So what is recorded history? Recorded history is what we are in right now, right? I mean, but it goes back because you got ancient texts. So 6,000-7,000 years, maybe a little bit longer with the Indian Vedas and all that shit, right? But look, aliens have been here forever. We just don't see them. They're not walking around here with us. They used to. You got to realize that even humanity itself has went through an evolution. All right. Noah. How tall was Noah? Noah was not a 6 foot tall average human. Noah was like 8 feet tall. And maybe taller. I might be shorting him some. But Noah was what we would call a giant. That was Noah. Noah was a giant. All right. Are giants walking around amongst us? No. About every 100,000 people, you may get somebody that hits 7 feet, like a Shaq or something. So giants ain't just walking around this motherfucker, no 8-9 feet tall people. But that's how tall Noah was. All right. You can look that up. People don't know this shit. But Noah was a giant. Now they describe how Noah was born. Noah was born to a virgin mother. Well, not a virgin mother. Noah's father, if I'm not mistaken, is Methuselah. Methuselah was off on a journey when his wife got pregnant with Noah. All right. And this is, I'm telling you what's written down. I ain't speculating. I'm telling you what's written down. And when Methuselah came back, he like, this can't be my son, bitch. I was gone. Who the fuck you slept with? And she was like, I didn't sleep with nobody. And then when Noah was born, Noah had white hair, not gray hair, people. Noah had white hair. And they said his eyes shone bright like the sun. Now, what color is that? Because we don't got nobody with no eyes that shine bright like the sun. They didn't say baby blue, brown, green. They said his eyes shone bright like the sun. Light. So Noah wasn't from here. Jesus wasn't from here. Aliens have been here. Well, what we think of as aliens, they have been here. Now, if you don't think something wrong with us living in a dome is wrong, we go by what they do and not what they say, right? Let's pay attention to what they do. Let's use ramification thinking. So when you die, you can't even escape this unless you got knowledge. Because when you die, you see in the whole light, and they bringing somebody out to get you to go into the light, which we know is instant reincarnation. All right. So you can't even leave this. Now, in the Talmud of Emmanuel, Jesus talks about the laws of creation. You don't think doing this to us? Because this is why I keep telling you, you're not a human being. You are a soul having a human experience. And when you die and leave this human body, your soul's supposed to go back to creation where it came from, not steadily reincarnating into this same dome to do what? Work all your life and then die. So somebody is obviously using us as a workforce. All right. They're wiping our memories clean. See, when you pay attention to all of this, look, they can't take you by force when you die. Then they lying to you. And then when you go in there with them into the light, they wipe your memory clean and they send you back. So what's the two things they doing that should be big red flags to us? They wiping your memory clean and they not taking you by force. You have to agree to go into that light. All right. So by their own actions, we can see there's something wrong here. The biggest of that is, why would you wipe somebody's memory clean? Well, let me give you a perfect analogy. You know, overseas, like especially in the Philippines, and I know I've been writing over there for years since I was in the joint. Over in the Philippines, because it's so poor over there, you know, and they're not the only country, but because it's so poor over there, people get a passport and they go work in other countries and they send that money back to the Philippines. All right, to their family in the Philippines. And these will be basically young girls that, you know, as soon as they turn 18, they get a passport and they go to places like China and Dubai and Thailand and places where people hire nannies basically to live in. All right. And they're going to pay them. They ain't paying them cheap. They paying them cheap. She might get maybe $200 in cash, but they get free room and board. So they send half the money back home. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big thing. Now, because a lot of young girls is doing this, you know, gangsters, organized crime popped up. So now these girls have to be careful because some of these girls are answering ads over in China or whatever, and turns out it's not a family that needs you. It's a pimp. And the girl comes in there, they stick a needle in her arm, turn her into a junkie, and the next thing she know, 50 dudes a day is jumping up and down on top of her. And when they get done using her, they stick another needle in her arm and she OD. Now, just say for a second, when they stick that needle in her the first time, just say for a second, it could wipe her memory clean. So she would wake up saying, who am I? Where am I? And what if they told her, you know, your name is, you know, Baby Red, and you're a whore, and that's what you do. You know, you suck dick for a living. That's what you do. And you like it, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. And they fed her this bullshit every day. This is who you are. This is what you do. That's what's being done to us. So when you come down here as a baby, this is why you got babies remembering their past lives, but by the time they turn 7, they don't remember no more. Because just like Jesus told you, they make you drink from the well of forgetfulness. This is in an ancient text. This is in a 1500 ancient text, the Pistis Sophia. It's a hard read, but Jesus is telling his disciples this. All right. Now, what you need to understand is in the book of Enoch, Enoch told you when he got on the UFO with the angels, they went through the firmament, and he said, above us is 10 more heavens. And at the top, at the 10th heaven, that's where God said. But every heaven is a biosphere, just like this, the one you live in. This is biosphere Earth. We on the bottom. This is what you might call the bottom heaven or hell. All right. And then there's heavens above. So the next heaven above us, Enoch said, that's where the sun and the moon sit on tracks. So there's a biosphere above us where the sun and the moon sits on tracks and goes around this dome that you live in. Then he said above that, and I don't know them all specifically, but above that is where some angels and some archons and all type of other people live. Everybody got their own spot. But he said at the top is where God. Then he said, now he in a UFO going through this. He in a spaceship going through all of this, and he's writing all this shit down. He said after they go through the top heaven where God lives, he said they came up out of the water and they was in outer space. So this is what Enoch said, right? So then when you open your Bible up and you read the very first, you read the very first page, the very first sentence basically is telling you God hovered above the water. A face of the face, God, what's this called? A face of, I forget exactly. In my Bible over there, I don't feel like getting it, but God hovered over the water. And then when you get to 6, he tells you he separate the water from the water. But God, and then look, here go the fact that you can tell. See, the word God means commander. That's what the word God means. True word. All right. The Hebrew word God means Elohim, which is plural. That means many gods. But the actual word God in the Talmud of Emmanuel, Jesus tells you that the term God means commander. That's why they are many gods. They're not gods, it's many commanders. All right. But anyway, damn. But anyway, God was above the water. Now, Jordan Maxwell, we just had the Jordan Maxwell conference last week or the week before. Jordan Maxwell told you, and this is true, what type of law are we up under here? We are up under what? Maritime law. All right. We are not up under the law of the land. We are up under the laws of the sea. SEA, the sea. Now, why are we up under the laws of the sea? Because you live in a dome up underwater. So who, ask yourself, who were the Anunnaki that came here? If they're up under maritime, they are seamen. They're on a ship, just like Jordan Maxwell told you. That's why everything ends in ship, courtship, citizenship. Everything ends in ship because we're under maritime law, which means the land of the sea, of the land, the laws of water, the laws that relate to water. Think about your Navy. We are up under the laws that relate to water. All right. Now, this is going to sound real crazy to you because in the Sumerian text, it talks about the homosexuality thing. Now, the Navy, if anybody know about our military, the Navy is notorious for what? Why is the Navy notorious for homosexuality? Because them guys will go out to sea for months and months at a time. And they will start doing freaky activity. Now, in the Sumerian text, it talks about these dudes doing each other. All right. That's maritime shit. That's maritime shit. Why did Obama push more gay rights than black rights? Obama gave Obama pushed more gay rights than black people rights. Up under his administration, they got to marry, they got to adopt kids, they were recognized as uh, their own identity. Let's just say, what did Trump just say? Trump said, "Fuck all that." United States is, he said, as soon as I take office, he's signing in the law, executive order. The United States will only recognize two genders, male and female. All right. And I don't have nothing against gay people because I think my daughter is gay and I know I got a gay nephew. All right. But that's not how life was supposed to be made. And see, what they don't know and what a lot of you don't know is when you start putting mercury in people's food, when you start putting down, there's a few other stuff that they've been putting in our food that has shown in laboratory tests that it will turn frogs gay. Not only turn frogs gay, but allow male frogs to grow female parts. When you start putting shit like this in our food, atrazine. That's right. Thank you, Truth Seeker. Yeah, they've been putting atrazine, mercury, and all this shit in our food and in our water. When you start putting shit like this in our food, they've been turning people gay. So people are being born feeling this way, and they think it's natural, not knowing that, what was we talking about just earlier? Genetically modified organisms in your food. What do GMOs do? They fuck with your genetics. All right. So if I eat all this food, it might not affect me, but if I have a kid, it will affect my kid. And I can honestly tell you it's affected my daughter. Because the last time I talked to her, like Fred Sanford said, I still love her. But I'm just saying, see, she don't know what what's been done to her, but I do. So I can't blame her. All right. And you can't blame nobody else if you're going through a situation like that. You can't blame them. They don't know. All they know is this is how they feel. But I'm telling you where the origins come from. That's why Robert Kennedy, like, we're going to fire all y'all. Y'all want to take bribes and fuck our food up? Fine. But you ain't going to do it no more. Get rid of the whole department. Fire. And I hope they fire everybody in the CDC too. Get clean house on all of these motherfuckers that's done sold us out, man. They done sold us out, y'all. They have sold us straight the fuck out for a long time. That's like when you go to your doctor ain't looking to heal you. Your doctor looking to push whatever medicine he get the most of a bonus on. That's what your doctor doing. Everything in America is fucked because everybody worry about their pocket. See, that's what happens when you got a free market society. The government, for real, should take over the whole medical industry. It should be nationalized. Then all that shit cease. Every doctor get the same goddamn pay. You ain't no bonuses for no medicines. See, y'all be looking at y'all look at a country like Russia and think they fucked up, but no. That's why they got that type of system like that to stop the bullshit that America has turned into today. Because you can't trust motherfuckers. Everybody's out to try to get a dollar. And they will sell you shit that will kill you. How many commercials is on TV where they talking about the side effects is death? What the fuck I'm gonna take it for if the side effect is death? You telling me that I got, my hand shake, and if I take this medicine to make it stop, but one of the side effects is I might die. That means everybody that approved that medicine, dog, this so-called free market society, it ain't all it's cut out to be, man. It ain't all it's cut out to be. We suffering. We think we free. See, they selling us this illusion of freedom. They selling us this illusion of the American dream. All right. What's the American dream? To buy a house? Hell, if you buy it on credit and pay 30 years, you paying 3 times what the house is worth. So you buy $100,000 house, you're gonna pay $350,000 for it. Turn around and sell it. You can't sell it for 350,000. You can only sell it for the 100,000 that is worth. That's not a dream. That's a nightmare. You'd be better off saving your money up for 10 years and go out and buy the goddamn house outright. You'll save a whole lot. You'll save a whole. You people don't realize you buying a house, you buying debt. You are buying debt. You buying debt. I don't give a fuck how good an interest rate you got on it. You still paying interest, so you still gonna pay 3 times what that house is worth. It's not a dream. It's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. You'd be better off renting a house. You save a whole lot, you look, depending on how old you are, I'm 57. So if I bought a house, let's just say I'm 60. If I bought a house and pay a 30-year note, I'll be paying on that house till I'm 90 for 30 years. And I wouldn't buy $100,000 house in today's market. That's a house in the hood. So you're looking at buying like at least a $200,000 house. So you're gonna pay $600,000 over the course of 30 years. 600,000. I think if you just decide to rent a house for about 1,500 or maybe 2,000, you might come out a little bit better and with less headache. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want a house though. If I and don't get me wrong, if I had the opportunity, I would build it. I would build it and pay for it myself. Like if I can only afford to just like build a shell, just build me the shell. You know what I'm saying? I got a nigga that put in HVAC. I can get with him and help put the HVAC in and do the little plumbing myself and put the walls up. And I know how to do all that shit. I'd rather do it like that. But everything they telling us, man, is just not real. But I want you to understand that it's not the last thing that they fuck with. The very first thing that they would fuck with that would be your mind control would be religion. Religion would be the first thing they would have to get a control over, because what if, you know, in the Bible it says slaves be obedient to your masters. This is what your God says. Slaves be obedient to your masters. What if it was said the opposite? What if the Bible was talking about kicking ass and don't take this and don't take that and don't take this and don't take that? What if your Bible said that? Then you would be hard to control to this day. You see what I'm saying? So for people who think that your Bible is real and authentic and this is God, no. Your religions is the first thing they went after. That's why all your religions got you submit. In the Quran and Islam, it's all about submission. Submit. That's why they get on their knees and pray 5 times a day. On your knees, submit. In Christianity, be obedient to your masters. Obedience. You can't do that. You don't do this. Every religion. The Jewish religion, they already know what time it is. They already got the laws. Don't do this. But they don't. Their biggest thing is they doing the whole interest thing in the world, and it clearly tell them. Yahweh say don't do interest. If you loan somebody a dog, then they repay a dog or a cat or whatever. You don't put no. It specifically say this in the Jewish religion. But are the Jews listening to that? No. Them the ones that own your banks and all of this shit. All right, this is how they've been able to take over the world, by going against that specific law and, using it to get money, and through money they have enslaved the world. You see what I'm saying? But this is what the world is made up of, man. This is the world we live in. A bunch of lies, and you gotta You got to sift through the truth. And it's really not that hard. We just not. You can't get wrapped up into the world so much that you're not stopping to look at what you're doing or think about what you're doing or what they want you to do. That's our problem. That's why that's where the entertainment part come in. You go to work, you mentally wrapped up into that. Then you come home, you gotta sleep, you gotta rest. And it's that other 8 hours, they know most people are going to want to do what? Something relaxing, something, you do what you gotta do. I gotta cook, grocery shop, clean, and all that shit. But I want to relax in between that time because of why? Because I gotta go back to this motherfucker and put in another 8 hours. So this is how they managed to get us because how many people, if you gotta go to work, how many people are gonna be sitting around like, well, I gotta get off and study, man. I gotta study esoteric knowledge. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do that. You know. So, fortunately, you got people like me who I try to live off of this life by giving y'all the knowledge, and I hope and expect and ask you to support me by attending my conferences, buying my books, getting the Soul Trap session. That way I can keep doing for you what you just simply don't have time to do. You know what I'm saying? You just ain't got time to do it. And let's face it, everybody can't do this. Everybody don't have that type of smarts and intelligence to read these old ancient texts and break that shit down and flip it around and give it to you like I do in layman's terms. The Pistis Sophia is a very difficult read, people. Even for me, it was. And I like to go back and reread because every time you reread, you know how many times I don't read Genesis, the book of Genesis, and every time I go back, I something else pop up. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was a Jew, right? Was not Jesus a Jew? Yeah. Jesus was a Jew. Let that sink in. Jesus was a Jew. So when Jesus told you, I didn't come to change the law, which he told his Jewish people, I didn't come to change the law. What law is he talking about? The laws of Moses. The laws Moses got directly from God himself, right? Jesus said, I didn't come to change the law. I came to fulfill the law. So if Jesus didn't come to change the laws of Moses, people, why is all these people running around here talking about Jesus gonna save them? Why don't people talk about that? Why ain't church pastors talking about it? Because they don't give a fuck. They in there to get your money. So Jesus out his own mouth told you, I didn't come to change the law. How could he change something that God gave you? If Jesus look, listen to this. Y'all people are taught that God is perfect, that God knows the future and all of this shit. How could anybody come behind God then and tell you something different? All right. For example, this is how you know when the Bible been edited by man. All right. In the Old Testament, God told you what? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. What does that mean? That means if you put my eye out, I'm gonna put your eye out. Whatever you do to me, I'm gonna do to you, right? That's what it means, right? But in the New Testament, what did Jesus say? Jesus said, you have heard it said from the law, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you today, you shall turn the other cheek. Ain't that what Jesus said? But but you got another verse where Jesus said, I didn't come to change the law, I came to fulfill it. But is that not changing the law? Now, who does that benefit? See, if it's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, that means whatever you do to me, I'm gonna do to you back. And it don't matter who you is. But now Jesus come and tell you, turn the other cheek. So you have Malcolm X. I'm gonna put in an analogy for you. So you have Malcolm X telling you, whatever they do, we gonna do. And you have Martin Luther King saying, turn the other cheek. As if turning the other cheek, you smack me on one cheek and I turn to the so you can smack, as if it's some type of pride in that. Is there like some type of pride I'm missing? Am I missing something here? I only got one butthole, so you fucked me up my ass. Like, where I'm supposed to turn then? Am I missing something here? Where's the honor in allowing somebody to fuck you over, not just once, but twice? Where's the honor in that? Like, what am I missing something? Is this somehow supposed to make me a better person? so what does a verse, when you hear a verse like that, when I hear a verse like that, it's telling me, oh, this ain't come from no God. This is man. This is them. Man. That's like when they said they asked Jesus, should you pay your taxes? What did Jesus respond to that? Give unto Caesar what is Caesar, and give unto God what is God's. But in the flip side, you can find Jesus saying what? This world belongs to who? God. So why would I pay Caesar any goddamn thing that I work for? Why? How do Caesar get to tax my goddamn work? That's like taxes today. Why am I paying y'all niggas tax? I made this money. The fuck y'all FICA? Who the fuck is FICA? Why is your hand in my pocket? What did I do? So why do I gotta pay you? What? I don't understand that. I just went and stood 8 hours and I did this, that, and the other, and they just paid me. And for no reason whatsoever, you want to take a piece. I'm supposed to just hear. And Jesus said this too. Give unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, and give unto God's what is God. So I'm supposed to give Caesar his. I'm supposed to pay my taxes. Then when I go to church, I'm supposed to tithe. Here's some more. And then what am I left with? So now I'm working for the church and for the government. Come on, man. Y'all have to understand that they put shit in this book to make niggas obedient slaves. To make people obedient slaves. And it's still people, I still hear people be talking when they go to church talking about, well, you're supposed to give your 10%. You got niggas still talking about you supposed to give 10% to the church. And they live by this. Man, when I was going to church, man, me and my boy Danny, we sat in the back. We would put quarters in. Bloop, no matter what our parents gave. So sometimes I was like, I ain't giving shit. Right? Fuck that. And might take $1 up out that motherfucker so I go buy some candy. But I would see checks. I would see a check and I would turn it over. Man, that motherfucker would say $2,500 or some shit. I'd be like, and see, my church was this crazy. Watch. My church was Mennonite. Do you know what Mennonite is? That's Amish. I didn't know that then. All right. But these was actually Amish motherfuckers who had, when you turn a certain age, I think it's 18, the Amish people get a choice. Well, not a choice. Amish people get to go into the city and see how they like living like that. And if they don't like it, then they can come back and to Amish town and be Amish, right? Live a traditional Amish. Or you can just stay out there. So this Mennonite church, obviously was people who was like, man, fuck that wheel and buggy shit. I want to drive a car and work. So they was Amish, and they were put in. They was pretty honest, decent people. Don't get me wrong. My church pastor, he testified at my trial and everything. He was a good man. All right. And they would put in how much they was getting $25,000 a week. A week. All right. That's $100,000 a month. That's over $1 million a year. And we had a small, and they was in a look, this was a white church sitting in the heart of a black community in Cleveland, Ohio on Lee Road. Lee and Miles. Lee Heights Community Church. Still there. Now the son is running it. All right. When I seen that 25,000, I stopped giving. I'm like, my quarter or 50 cents. Sometimes my father like, here, give him $1. Shit, I ain't giving them shit. These motherfuckers are getting enough money. You know what I'm saying? And they, like I said, they was good people. He didn't have no fancy car, nothing. They lived in a modest house and all of that. But see, you gotta understand, Amish people don't floss. So while he had an old station wagon, he had like 3 suits he wore. That's it. And they lived in a modest house right on the cuff of Shaker Heights in Cleveland. Right there on Chagrin, a little house. But one thing I noticed, all their kids went to college. Somebody had to pay for that. All right. They put their money where their money, you know, I bet you they had a bank account. I bet you he died with millions in the bank that he passed to his kids. I bet you, but because they're not gonna never show it. They built a senior living apartment building right there on the corner of Lee Road and Tarkenton. Brand new from the ground up, a high rise. So I seen, you know, later in life now, I'm seeing what they was doing with the money. All right. And it wasn't free to live in there. Them motherfuckers, you got to pay, but it was for seniors. So they, real estate. These motherfuckers, they was getting over. You see what I'm saying? And I look at all that shit because they pulled all that money out of our little small community in the hood. That you wouldn't think people had this type of money. Now just think if Martin Luther King never would have came with that bullshit talking about let's go eat at the white man's Woolworth restaurant and all of this integration shit. All right. If Martin Luther King, this is why they push Martin Luther King and devilized, if that's a word, demonized Malcolm X. Because Malcolm X was saying, we don't want to eat at your, if you don't want us to eat there, why are we going to make such a big deal to eat at to give you my goddamn money and make you prosperous to eat at your restaurant? You see what I'm saying? So they pushed Martin Luther King because Martin Luther King was pushing integration. To push integration took away black millionaires, took away black businesses, took away a black Wall Street, took away all the shit that black people would have had if this nigga right here with his good Christian church cockamamie story believing in ass wasn't pushing. That's why they pushed Martin Luther King over Malcolm X. So today, now, what's in your black communities? Asians and white people. McDonald's, Burger King, Chinese food stores, white man Walmart, Sam Walmart shit, Ross clothes. They took away all the opportunity that we would have had for ourselves. All of those stores, when you drive down your streets in the hood, all them stores will be, look, even the Arabs trying to get in now. All the stores would have been black owned. Black millionaires. Your boy Martin Luther. And Martin Luther King realized it at the end of his life when he said, oh God, I done fucked up. I forget what he said specifically, but right before he died, he said he said he feared he done let the devil in or a wolf into the house, something. But he knew he had fucked up. He knew he didn't realize it then because he was so caught up into the fight. But when he sat back after some years and he looked at what he did, he was like, damn it, I done fucked up. I never should have did this. They used him. They used them and then they killed them. Job well done. Job well done. Job well done, nigga. You have no more purpose for us. We got what you want. We got what we needed you to do. Now, the black community will accept white businesses into their own community, and we'll take your money, and we're not gonna reinvest it in your community. We're gonna take your money and we're gonna invest it into ours. Thank you, Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you. Martin Luther King Jr. don't do that, people would have been listening. People was listening to Malcolm and Elijah Muhammad. Like, open up your own restaurants right in your own neighborhood. And see, another reason y'all don't understand that really too is because look how distant the black community, black people are to each other. You see how we don't even speak no more. We distant. We kind of look at each other as enemies. You know what I'm saying? That's how they wanted it. But see, if Martin Luther King, all this for integration. No, it wasn't integration, fam. It wasn't integration. It was disintegration. The disintegration of the black community. Because if that shit don't happen and we say, okay, white man, you don't want us to eat in your restaurants and go to your stores, that's fine. We'll buy our own shit. We'll build our own. We'll make our own. We'll patronize our own. What does that also do in the community? It builds camaraderie. Why? Because anytime, this is why I give you a perfect example. In Cleveland, we got Little Italy. I'm pretty sure a lot of you big cities and other places, y'all got Little Italies. You got little Chinese towns. You got that. Why? What about Black Town? In Chinatown, it's only Chinese businesses. In Italy, it's only Italian businesses. Little Italy. Niggas in Cleveland, we had a problem even walking through Little Italy because them what they call wops. Nigga, they gonna chase you. They gonna try to kill you. They gonna beat your ass. For a long time, black people in Cleveland couldn't even go to Little Italy to do a goddamn thing. And if you did go, you better go in a day. They didn't want our business. You see what I'm saying? So not only did they not want your business, you not about to, a black man ain't about to open up nothing in Little Italy. What the fuck is you talking about? That's a death warrant. They gonna bomb your store and kill you. You see what I'm saying? But what is Little Italy though? It's a close-knit community where everybody knew each other. That's what Martin Luther King took away. Because us black people, we distant now. That's because we got all these buffers, all these white stores, Arab stores, Asian stores. It's so much now that niggas, we program. We'll go to one of them white Asian store before we go to a black store selling the same thing. You see the number that they did on us? And you see that they used a nigga to do it. So when you seen Barack Obama, and I fell for it the first time, I voted for this clown, as if my vote even matters, but I voted for this clown. At the time I was married to a white woman. I made her vote. You voting for Obama. This is history, bitch. You know what I'm saying? This is history, motherfucker. And what did he do? I thought this nigga was going to give us reparations. I didn't know he was gay. I didn't know Michelle Obama was a man. Then the real started coming out and I said, oh God, this shit it's never going to be somebody. And then you look at Trump and I look at Trump and I'm like, he doing all the shit Barack Obama should have been doing. You know what I'm saying? He doing all the shit, bro. I'm telling you, We don't know what causes. Look, the Simpsons episode, all they show is Trump in the coffin, right? We don't know what causes that. Man, what if Trump said I'm giving reparations to black people? I think that would be the cause of somebody killing, blowing this nigga brain. But what if he did it? A lot of people think Trump is racist. Trump in the 90s, Trump was like vanilla ice, man. He was accepted into the black community. Black people, Trump was all around black people. You know what I'm saying? Like Elton John. When Elton John first came out with the song Benny and the Jets, black people all over America was playing Benny and the Jets because at the time, you know, before video, song come on the radio, sound good, you like it. Elton John sounded black in Benny and the Jets. Back then, how they were singing, you know, with that, you know, that's when the stylistics and all of that, when they were singing with the high voice. And so Elton John, Benny and the Jets, Benny. People thought he was black. And this is how he got on. This is how he became a big. Elton John don't become a big star if the black people don't push him to that. Black people embraced Elton John. We couldn't see he was gay through the radio. He didn't look gay on his albums. He looked a little weird, you know, on Soul Train and shit like that. Because, you know, he would wear the suspenders with no shirt and and here go the crazy part. Now that I think about it. The suspenders, because I remember seeing the nigga, the suspenders was rainbow. You think that wasn't a sign that the LGBT community's symbol would be a rainbow someday? This nigga is wearing rainbow suspenders in the 70s with no shirt on. See, they be putting the truth in our face, man. And they know the future because they write in the future. The reason they write in the future, fam, is because the world, when they tell you the world is a stage, it's a play, it's all scripted, it is. It's all written. That's why you got the Akashic Records. What is the Akashic Records? They tell you if you can access it in, like when you go to sleep and you astral project, you can go to the what's it called, the something hall where the Akashic Records are kept. I forget what the name of the hall. I know somebody gonna put it in here, but you can go to that hall where the Akashic Records is, and it says you can't look at nobody else's life. You can read your life, and it's gonna tell you everything that you're gonna do. So you thinking that, but I have the power of choice. I can choose whatever I want. Like, what if I don't want to get up today? What if I just decide to just do this? What if I decide to do that? What you think you in control, but what I was telling you earlier, you can only see on 0.00035% of the spectrum of what there is to see in this world. All right. So since I cannot see 99.9% of everything in this room right now, do you know that this room is probably filled with all kind of beings and all type of shit that I would be sitting up in this motherfucker like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Oh God, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. That's the reality of it. So in different ancient texts, they tell you that these beings, and I told you this in my book, Awakening the God Within, where I got this information from, is the Gnostic text called the Testimony of Solomon. When the angel Gabriel, I think it was Gabriel or the archangel Michael, one of the two. But anyway, they gave him a ring with the 6-point pentagram in it, you know, the satanic symbol, right? And he used that ring to summon demons, and he made the demons do work for him to build the temple. But he would question each demon. He would say, who are you? Who do you follow, or who do you answer to? And what do you do? And the demons, they would tell him. They would tell him who they were. They would tell him what's the main demon, who was their boss, and they would tell him what I'm responsible for doing. You had demons that were saying, I make men greedy, or you know, they were saying all type of stuff, and not all of it was bad. This is the crazy part. So when we say demon and we think they all bad, some of them wasn't doing all bad. Some of them was doing some bad and then some good. See, that shit is crazy. When I read that, I said, man, the world is not what we think it is. But listen, these demons have the power to whisper to us, to influence us. See, your soul, you got a soul. But Jesus also tells you in the Epistle Sophia that everybody, not everybody, which, well, I guess that's true, everybody, but each body contains a soul, which is you. That's who you are. We are souls. But they also have a spirit. And Jesus said that it is the spirit inside of your body that makes you do the wrong thing. So when you say, for example, damn, I knew I should have did that. That's your soul. Your soul will choose the right answer, the right choice every time. Every single time, your soul. It's the spirit that's in you that's going to tell you to do something else. So when you be like, man, I'm going to turn down this one, and then you be like, no, I'm going to just stay. That second opinion, don't listen to that motherfucker. That's your spirit, and it's designed to do one thing and one thing only, and that's mislead you. And that comes from Jesus himself. I can tell you, I remember the day I went to the joint. My mom was yelling, "Where you going?" I'm like, "I'm just going to my girlfriend's house." She was like, "Boy, I told you, just stay home." It was something in her. She had never came out and did this before. Just stay home. Just stay. She didn't tell me she had a bad feeling that she just was, stay home. Don't just stay. And I started to, and something said, fuck that shit. I'm going to get me some pussy. And that was the last pussy I got for 14 years. That was the last piece of ass I had for 14. Hey, that second motherfucking voice in your head is steering you wrong. Follow your first, what we call our first mind. Follow your first mind. All right. I wouldn't give a fuck. Look, I wouldn't give a fuck if it's you run into some traffic and you say, I'm gonna turn here, and then you say, fuck it, I'll just wait. Turn. Follow your first mind, fam. Do not listen to your second mind. Your first mind comes from your soul. It's always the right choice. It's that second one that's gonna have you in the end talking about, man, why did I do that? I knew I should have turned there. I knew I should have did this. Why the fuck did I do that? Really, what you asking is, who the fuck told me to do that? I knew what I was doing, and somebody told me to do something else. Jesus talks about that. Follow your first mind. So understand, and it's so crazy. I'm watching these movies on Tubi. If you don't watch Tubi, man, watch Tubi. Got some movies that be talking about this shit. One is called Creator the Past. I think I told y'all that. Watch that motherfucker. Now I'm watching another one, and I forget what it's. Wait a minute. I'm watching another one, and let me see if I could get it real quick. And I didn't even mean to watch this. It just came. I was watching Creator of the Past, and this movie, I fell asleep, and the movie just popped up. But as it popped up, I was just like, every time you try to do some bullshit. That's because they don't want me to. Come on, it's called and it's this some crazy shit. It's called Molly and Max in the Future. Yeah, that's what I was watching. Molly and Max in the Future. And as I was watching, I fell asleep and this movie came on, and I woke up, and this motherfucker was saying some esoteric shit. And I was just looking at, and I'm drowsy. I'm just looking at this shit like, because I never was gonna watch it. It looked, goofy, but I'm gonna watch it. It's got some shit in it. Man, I didn't know it was 10 o'clock, man. Ah, damn, I've been talking to y'all for what? Almost 2 hours on YouTube, so probably almost 3 hours on Raw Talk. Man, I'm about to take my ass to bed. Look, man, I know a lot of y'all ain't got that book, Awakening the God Within. It's a good read, man. And I put it in layman's terms and shit like that. Really, the book, I also put it in analogy form. I gave y'all a lot of analogies, like telling you a story and stuff like that, so that you can see the point of it and all of that. But check it out, man. Go to my website, therrawreport.com. The vaccine reversal, soul trap session, it's all on sale, $150. You better get it. All right, you better get it. As far as that vaccine, man, I'm telling you, you got nanotech, you got programmable nanotechnology inside of your body. There's nothing you can drink that's going to shut off nanotechnology, people. You got to shut the nanotechnology off. Then you can do your little cleanse and shit to get it up out of you. All right. But until you shut it off, it's still active. All right. And that means whatever they programming in these towers. So when Elon Musk tell you they can turn you into a butterfly if they want, that means they can rearrange your DNA, because mRNA is fake DNA. You see what I'm saying? So what mRNA does in layman's terms is it'll go to your DNA. Remember, 97% of your DNA is turned off. Remember that. It's turned off. They tell you it's junk, but it's not junk. It's just turned off. So they putting fake DNA in you. Fake DNA that can be programmed. They can turn you into anything with that. And my personal belief, what's the only thing in the movies that they've been showing us for decades that ain't came true yet? UFOs, aliens, that shit done all come true. What's the only thing in movies that ain't came true yet, and they've been showing it to you for decades? Zombies. So many of you don't understand how easily it is to turn you into a zombie. Well, let me just explain it to you. When Barack Obama told you in 1998 that they had successfully mapped the brain, this nigga made this came on in the middle of the day. It was a fucking, we have an important news alert. Nigga, I'm thinking somebody dropped a bomb some goddamn where. This nigga come on and say they have successfully mapped the brain. Now, the reason I remember this is because I said, why would they come on? Why would they interrupt everything to tell us they mapped the brain? Like, big deal. It is a big deal. Because with that mRNA technology in your head, it could rearrange some shit and turn some shit off. You don't think so? Okay, so when they get people, remember in old crazy hospitals? What did they do to people in crazy hospitals back in the day? They gave them a lobotomy. Do you know what a lobotomy is? When they cut out the frontal part of your brain. Turns you into what? A zombie. But see, now they don't need to cut it out. Now since they mapped the brain, they know about the synapses and all of this shit. They can send the nanotechnology in there, and it won't turn you into a full blood zombie where you'll just be like, kind of whatever the fucking word is, where you just like, Thorazine out, where you just like, no. Now they can do that. They'll turn you this first, but now they'll rearrange some other shit, and they can be like making you. They can give you like a teething sensation. You know how babies teeth, gums hurt. What's the only thing to cure it? That teether. They need to bite something. You don't think they could turn you into a zombie that need to bite something? Nigga, they can do whatever the fuck they want once they learn to map your brain out. You better go on my website and get that shit up out of your system, fam, before it's too late. Ain't nobody got 5G. How the fuck we got 5G and here on my Facebook is still saying slow connection? They tell me I'm paying for 5G and I got a slow connection. I be on the phone sometimes. The call don't even go fully through. That's 5G. I can't hear nothing for there's a delay in the call for about 3 seconds. That's 5G. Y'all better wake. Stop believing what the fuck they tell you, fam. All right. The reason they was on there, Dr. Fauci and Joe Biden, you got to get you vaccinated, got to get you because they needed to reach a certain point. Once they got to that certain point, that was it. And then this shit is spread through sex. The nanotechnology is spread through sex, saliva, any type of bodily fluids. It's spread that way too. And if you did get the vaccine reversal and you killed all the nanobites, please don't. Oh, I ain't even posted this video. They got a video out that show you that the nanotechnology is if you just skin to skin with somebody, if I'm unvaccinated and I'm skin to skin with somebody that's vaccinated, nigga, the nanotechnology come out through your pores and go into the other person. No bullshit. They did this on under microscope. The nanotechnology come out like a what's that disease? Like a Morgellons. You hip to the Morgellons? I ain't posted a while about the Morgellons, but the Morgellons look like strings. That's how they come out. The nanotechnology will come out of a vaccinated person like a Morgellons, like a string, and go into the pores of the other person. No bullshit. Y'all, we are dealing with high technology, what they doing to us with these medications and vaccines and in our food and all of this shit. All right. This is some real shit, man. The world is not what you think it is. So stop believing all the bullshit. Stop believing everything gonna be all right. All that bullshit. Stop praying to these fake ass beings that ain't. Look, billions of people every year is praying to the same motherfuckers and ain't shit happening. I mean, like, when do one motherfucker wake up and say, hold on, so you saying this is good or this is Jesus, whatever, and then you saying like, so all y'all been praying to him for thousands of years, ain't nobody seen or heard, ain't nothing changed, and you want me to do this too? Why? Why would I think if I do what y'all been doing for thousands of years that something would change for me? Ain't that the definition of crazy? That's like, let me give you a good analogy on that. That's like, I can't even give you an analogy because that's like the dumbest shit I ever heard when you think about it. There is no analogy for somebody that's doing the same thing that billions of other people are doing and billions before them been doing, and ain't nothing happening. There is no analogy for that. Do you understand that? Nobody has been that stupid except people that believe in a religion. Hell, I can't think of an analogy for that. Why would I, if I was, if I came from outer space and, I was here and, I'm looking at it. So we got, a billion Catholics and this many billion Muslims and this many billion Christians, and they're all praying and they all expect something to happen, but nothing is happening, and nothing has happened for thousands of years, you say? Islam is how old? 1,400 years? Yes. Nobody came. Nothing. And Jesus has been gone how long? 2,000 years, son? Nobody. God is in thousands of years. Nothing's happened. Nothing's changed. But everybody keeps doing the same thing. I would think the whole goddamn world is crazy. I'll be like, you niggas is mad. This is insane. Why are all of you doing this? Nothing has happened in thousands of years. And billions of you are doing the same goddamn thing. Make this make sense. I'm not from here. I am from Mubaba, please tell me the story again. Make it make sense. I do not understand. So you say if I pray really hard that good things will happen, but no good things have happened, and nobody has come, and this has been going on for thousands of years, and it's a good thing to do. Give my money and support and believe, and nothing will happen. So I should expect something to happen, but nobody really expects that anything will happen. And if something does happen, we will be happy, but nothing really never happens. Nigga, are you stupid? Am I stupid or are y'all stupid? Who's stupid? Because I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm not crazy. So while y'all looking at me like I'm crazy, please, I'm looking at y'all on the other flip side like, nigga, you doing some shit that ain't that billions of people is doing, expecting something to happen. Ain't nothing happened, not in your lifetime. Ain't nothing happened in nobody's lifetime, you know. And people been doing this for thousands of fucking years, expecting something to happen, and yet nothing has happened. And you say I'm crazy. No, nigga, I think you crazy. You fucking crazy. Because I ain't crazy. I ain't crazy. See, if something was happening, if you could point me to something that would say, this is what's going to happen. See, put it to you like this. Everything I do in life, you know, there's a cause and an effect. There's a result. You asking me to keep doing something and not get no results. Why would I keep doing that? Huh? I'm not getting no results. You ain't getting no results. How do you even sell a person on this shit and make them think this shit too? I'm looking at this as like, this must be some type of mass hysteria. How does a Christian bring another motherfucker in to the church and make them a Christian too, when the other person should be like, so let me get this straight. So you're a Christian and Jesus is your Lord and Savior and he's going to do all these things, but he hasn't done any of them yet. And he didn't do any of for your parents, you say. And since there's 8 billion, or let's just say there's 3 billion of y'all in the world, he's not doing nothing for them. And then he's been gone for 2,000 years and he didn't do nothing all for all those billions of people either. But somehow you still got faith that he's going to do something for you and you want me to be a Christian with you. Did I get that right? Is that what you're saying? And I'm supposed to be like, okay, that sounds like a good deal. I put in all this effort and I get nothing out. I like it. Would you buy a stock that gave you no return? like what would you do that get what do we do that we invest in and get nothing out of? Name something, because I can't think of shit. I can't get y'all to invest in yourself and get the soul trap session. But many of you are invested in these religions and these religious beliefs, and you are getting nothing, and you know you're not going to get nothing, and you tricking yourself. So either you crazy or it's something fucking wrong with you. Or just admit, hey, I'm indoctrinated and I need to break up out of this shit, because they actually do got me believing that if I believe in this shit and invest in it and give money and the time, and that I'm gonna get something in return. Even though I know nobody else has gotten anything in return, and nobody before them and so on and so on has gotten anything in return. Nobody. Nobody. The only one that's getting something in return is the preachers. They the only ones. They are the only ones getting a return. You ain't getting no return. You never have, and you never will. And it kills me how some people be like, shit, Jesus is my strength, my Lord and Savior. Jesus did this for me. No, you did it, motherfucker. But I was sick and Jesus cured. No, you did it. And modern medicine did it. All right? Stop ascribing. Stop ascribing shit. Look, put it to you like this. For these niggas that keep saying Jesus did this or God did that, then my advice is, then if God healed you, then next time don't go to the doctor. Just call God. If God, whatever, oh, God blessed me. Oh, really? Okay. Well, he blessed you to get a new car? Okay. Well, next time when that car break down, ask him to fix it. Since he bought it, ask him to fix it. Can he fix it? See, the insanity of this shit is just ridiculous, man. You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. I can't, man, I can't even date a woman that if you know, I'm on these websites trying to find me a broad, man, and here in the South, man, God, these bitches be straight up hoes, and you know you'll read they shit like on what's it on Bumble. They gotta you can choose what are you on here for? You can choose I want to get married, I want to be in a relationship, I want intimacy without commitment, which is a fancy way of saying is I just want to get fucked by random strangers. And then you go up and you read their profile and be like, God first, or God this, must be a Christian, must be. But I also want intimacy without commitment, meaning I want a big dick on a regular basis and I don't want to see you no more after that. But God first. Jesus loves me. I'm to the age now where it's like I see myself fall into seclusion because I can't put up with that shit. And it's so hard to find somebody that's just that's on this level that I'm on because I know it's kind of high, man. I do. All right. I'm really, to be honest, I've been looking at Thailand because now it's about what you got up in here is more so than what you look like. So I've been looking at Thailand a lot because they Buddhists. I could deal with a Buddhist. All right. I could deal with one of them. I can't deal with no Muslim. I can't deal with no Christian. All right. And I used to say I could deal with a Muslim for the most part because they believe in, if you just tell them, well, I believe in the creator, you know, a Muslim woman be like, okay, well, that's one God. I can go with that then. We can hook up. But I can't keep this inside. It's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come. This is just who I am. All right. I done a lot of research. I know these is aliens. I know this whole world is fake. We live in a dome up underwater and everything about it is fake. I know I'm a soul inside of a prison suit called a human body. And I know this time, this very last time, when this suit is over with, when I die, whoever they would be better off and they on God, they would be better off opening up the door to the universe and just saying, Raw Report, just leave. They would be better off doing that. Because if you send somebody at me, I don't give a fuck if it look like my mama, daddy, whoever. I'm going to rip their fucking head off. And for real, because I know who you are, I'm going to try to destroy this. I'm not bullshitting. You might feel this motherfucker shake on the day the Raw Report die, because I'm going to try to destroy this. And everybody in it. And if you ain't get the soul trap, that's on you. Half of y'all gonna run into the light. But I swear, I'm gonna try to destroy this. I put that on everything. And according to my calculations, I should be able to do it. And I'm gonna try to knock this motherfucker. I'm gonna try to put this bitch on the side. I'm not bullshitting. Fuck the Anunnaki. Fuck the Anunnaki. Fuck them. Fuck them. That's gonna be my gift to humanity, is to fuck this shit up. And I'm good at that. My partner will tell you, I'm good at throwing a wrench and shit. If I don't know what to do when shit is running smooth, there's one thing I know is how to fuck it up. And I'm gonna fuck this shit up. I'm not bullshitting. I'm gonna fuck it up good. Look, man, keep researching. It's your boy Rraw, man. Why not get the Soul Trap session? Or let's say, why should you get the Soul Trap session? It took me 35 years to get that information. You know how many books I had to buy? Do you know that this was before the internet? And you need to understand one thing. Me and Terrence Howard went to the same school. Terrence Howard, one grade up under me. The FBI came to recruit me. All right? Because they know who you are. They know who you are. Like I told you, the Akashic Records, they know who you are. They know what you're going to do. I believe when they send somebody to the joint, or they kill them, or they disable them, make them disabled, it's to stop them from doing something that would have benefited something. It would have changed history. See, they control the course of history. This is why aliens like the Pleiadians can come and tell you what's going to happen in the future. They control history. They know who's going to do what and this, that, and the other. All right. For example, we know reincarnation is real, right? Who you think Malcolm X reincarnated as? Could have been somebody like Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? The blood, whoever found the Bloods, whoever found the Crips. You think they're not keeping track on that type of soul? I don't think they're keeping track of Martin Luther King. All right, because he sold out. Probably wouldn't be too hard to get him to sell out again. Gandhi. Look what Gandhi did for the people of India. He did the same thing as kind of like a Malcolm X and a Martin Luther King combined. You think they don't know who Gandhi is? In India, they know reincarnation is real. It's a fact over there. It's a part of their religion. So you think they didn't keep track of who Gandhi was? To make sure that shit never happened again? Shit. You better wake up. You better wake up. That's like when Orlando Brown over here be telling you that, like he said, Soldier Boy is Whitney Houston. They transferring souls, man. They transferring consciousness. Just like the dude I posted. I don't know his name, the rapper who told you he a clone. Shout out to Clone Aid. He say right here, they can remove a part of your brain right here that controls that holds all your memories and everything that you knew. And isn't this like right there where your pineal gland is? So maybe people got the misunderstanding of the pineal gland from the ancient text, and maybe the pineal gland, because where do we see this pineal gland being talked about in your ancient text? Where? In ancient Egypt, right? But that's what your Egyptian historians told us. Oh, the pineal gland is this, that you can see and all of this. All right. But maybe it's the parts that hold, maybe this is where your ruh is, your ru, R-U-H. Oh, shit. You about to be gone, Raw Talk. And I'm about to end this. All right, I'm going to leave y'all with this one thing. Maybe this part here is where your soul basically is, because this is what the dude was telling you. This is what they've been removing and transferring and putting in another body, cloning people. This your boy Raw, man. Get the Soul Trap session. Got another conference coming up. I'm gonna start advertising for it in a couple of days. Another conference. If you're not signed up on my website, go sign up on my website so you can get an email when the conferences come out. All right? Because they shadow ban my page, they delete shit, delete pages and all of that. Go sign up on my website and we'll always be in touch. This your boy Raw, man. Peace out.